Have you ever wished your digital assistant could, actually do stuff? Not just set a timer, but use your apps, navigate websites, and handle tasks just like a person would? Well, you're going to want to stick around because we're diving into a new AI model that's turning that exact idea into reality.
I mean, really think about that for a second. An AI that can book a complicated flight with a layover, file that annoying expense report with all the receipts, or even edit a video for you, all by itself. For years, this has been the absolute holy grail for AI researchers. But teaching an AI to look at a screen with all its crazy buttons, menus, and pop-ups and actually understand it has been incredibly difficult. So what's changed?
All right, so here's our roadmap. We're going to break down a really fascinating research paper that introduces this game-changing new model. We'll start with why this has been such a tough nut to crack, then look at a much smarter way to learn. We'll meet the AI itself, check out its incredible results, and then wrap up with what this all means for you and me.
Okay, first things first. We have to understand why the old AI agents just couldn't get the job done. And the heart of the problem, really, it all comes down to data.
So the traditional way to teach an AI how to use an app is something called supervised fine-tuning. And it's pretty much what it sounds like. You just show it millions, and I mean literally millions of examples of a human doing a task. It's like making it watch someone click the same button over and over and over and just hoping it eventually gets the idea.
And this quote from the paper just hits the nail on the head. It points out two massive failures with the old way. First, it's a data monster. It needs an astronomical amount of examples. And second, after all that work, if you show it a new app or even just a button that looks a little different, it totally freaks out. It can't generalize. It's stuck.
This is where things get really interesting. The researchers behind this new model had a big realization. Instead of just making the AI watch more videos, they needed to teach it how to do things. It's the difference between watching and actually practicing. So the big pivot is from supervised learning to something called reinforcement learning. Think of it this way. The old way is like trying to become a pro basketball player by watching 13 million game tapes. You might learn something, but you won't be great. The new way, reinforcement learning, is like actually being on the court with a coach. You run drills, you try things, you mess up, you get feedback, and you learn from your mistakes. You learn by doing, and it turns out that's way more efficient.
And this brand new, much smarter approach is all wrapped up in the star of our explainer today, a model called GUI-R1.
Okay, that's the official technical definition. But let's break it down. GUI-R is the very first of its kind. It uses that learning by doing method to take these already powerful AI models that can see and understand language, we call them large vision language models, and turns them into expert operators of the everyday apps and websites we all use.
So how does it actually work? Well, instead of just dumping endless data on it, the process is way more elegant. First, they start with a small hand-picked set of really good examples, quality over quantity. Second, they create a kind of universal translator for actions, so click, type, and scroll mean the same thing whether you're on a phone or a computer. Third, they let the AI learn through trial and error, giving it a reward when it does the right thing. And finally, they use a special algorithm that just makes this whole learning process super efficient.
Now, this is where it gets kinda nuts. This new method leads to some results that are, frankly, mind-blowing. This is where you really see just how powerful this new approach is.
0.02%. That's it. That is the tiny, minuscule fraction of data that GUI-R1 needed to absolutely crush the previous state-of-the-art models. Just let that sink in for a second.
And if you want to see what that looks like, here it is. The old methods needed something like 13 million examples to get good. 13 million! GUI-R1, it needed just 3,000. 3,000! That's not just a small improvement. That's a whole different ballgame.
But here is the real kicker. It's not like it's just doing an okay job with less data. No. Across 8 different tests, it actually performed better. This is the dream, right? A model that's way more efficient to train and at the end of the day is also more capable and more accurate in the real world.
And hey, remember that big problem we talked about where old models couldn't handle new apps? Well, GUI-R1 totally solves it. They tested it everywhere. Windows, Linux, Mac OS, Android phones, the web, you name it. And it worked great on all of them. It's a true generalist that can navigate our entire digital world.
So okay, a super efficient, super capable AI that can use pretty much any app. That's cool, but what does it actually mean for us? Why should you care? Well, this breakthrough opens the door to a whole new world of tools. We're talking about personal assistants that are actually helpful, that can manage truly complex tasks for you. We're talking about powerful new accessibility software that can give people with disabilities total control over their devices. We're talking about automating almost any boring, repetitive task you do on a computer. Bottom line, it means smarter, more capable AI for every single one of us.
As the researchers themselves put it, this work shows the just immense potential of this learning by doing approach. It's a huge foundational step toward creating AI agents that can finally, seamlessly, operate in the digital world that was built for us humans.
So I'll just leave you with this question. When this technology is finally in your hands, what is the very first thing you're going to ask it to do? Will you have it finally conquer your 10,000 unread emails? Plan and book your entire next vacation from flights to hotels? Or maybe just automate that one tedious weekly report you absolutely hate doing? The possibilities, well, they're about to get very, very real.